One area near campus may see some changes, but not everyone's happy about them. Owners of businesses on the street chime in.
And a growing trend across the country, a new high in obesity rates. Is the food industry to blame?
Newsbeat starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Newsbeat. I'm Larissa Bonaquisti.
And I'm Matt Houston. The St. James Parish coroner has released the names of the Sugar Hill RV Park residents that died in Tuesday's storms. 59-year-old David Eugene Swan, originally from Satsuma, Alabama, and 51-year-old Scott Ellis of North Carolina died from blunt force trauma after tornadoes and storms rampaged through the area. Coroner Dr. Randall Poche said 30 other Sugar Hill residents were injured. At least 8 tornadoes hit Louisiana Tuesday, resulting in 2 deaths. The National Weather Service said 4 EF2 tornadoes were responsible for major damage in Laplace and Convent, which you're looking at now. Winds reached between 111 and 135 miles per hour. In Laplace, at least 200 homes were damaged. Another EF2 hit Livingston Parish, with another in Paincourtville. 4 EF0 tornadoes reaching wind speeds of 65 to 85 miles per hour hit Lacombe, Kenner, Montpelier, and Prairieville.
A man is dead after a shooting in rural Point Capee Parish. 25-year-old Terrell Davis was found inside a running car on Church Street in the small community of Lettsworth. Point Capee's Sheriff's Office deputies said technicians were on the scene gathering forensic evidence. Information has not been released about a possible suspect. Anyone with information is asked to call PCPSO at 225-638-5445. St. George Fire Department is investigating 2 early morning fires at the same apartment building. 2 fires on Rush Avenue off Gardier Lane were reported this morning. Officials arrived before 1 a.m., but the fire restarted around 3:30. No injuries have been reported in the abandoned building.
8 Louisiana universities, including LSU, are subject to credit rating reviews due to potential budget cuts to higher education. Moody's Investor Services announced LSU, Southern University, and 6 other public universities are at risk of downgraded credit ratings, making it more expensive to borrow money. Moody's said the cuts, quote, limit the university's financial flexibility to adjust revenue or expenses as spring term enrollment and student charges have been established. Moody's noted that past budget cuts have limited higher education leaders in pricing tuition competitively, with Louisiana tuition increasing 52%. Nationally, tuition has increased an average of 13%. When students aren't enjoying a Friday night out, they could very well be preparing for midterms.
That's right. They're coming up quick, folks. And Tiger TV reporter Hunter Lovell joins us with some quick tips on how to succeed on your midterm tests.
Many students will be flocking to Middleton in the coming days as they try to prepare for the second biggest test of the semester. But unfortunately, some will wait until the last minute to start studying. Over 99% of students admit to cramming, according to an Indiana University of Pennsylvania survey. Cramming doesn't help the brain recall information. It just gives people the ability to recognize the words they have studied. Associate Director for Academic Success Diane Moeller says she can give students tips on how to apply the concepts they've learned to scenarios they might see on tests.
We have several big tips, but depending on the student and the subject, it would be, let's go back and start to organize. Let's look at what you have gathered throughout the semester. Let's create a system that would help you manage that information.
The Center for Academic Success offers videos and workshops to any student who may find them helpful. You can visit the center in the basement of Coates Hall for more information. For Tiger TV, I'm Hunter Lovell.
Thanks, Hunter. LSU Friday Night Out is a volunteer opportunity where LSU students can get service hours for having a good time playing games with people who have autism. It takes place once a month at the Women's Center, and they're encouraging more students to be participants and come out and have fun while raising autism awareness.
I think it's really awesome that LSU has a program for autism awareness, like Friday Night Out. I've never actually been before, but I've heard it's a lot of fun, and I plan on going on the next one because I've heard really good things about it.
There are still 2 more opportunities to participate on March 11th and April 15th. Register online at www.lsu.edu/volunteer.
Baton Rouge's second oldest commercial district may soon be under construction. Tiger TV reporter Desiree Robertson takes us to the street investors want to rebuild.
Are the words Bernadette Cinnamon used to describe the possible destruction of Chime Street. where she studies and hangs out with her friends.
Wiping that away wipes away a lot of history around LSU.
A group of unidentified investors want to redevelop the over 100-year-old street. Highland Coffee owner Clark Cazeau was very surprised to find out someone wanted to modernize the area.
But yeah, I was pretty shocked that someone had the idea of tearing this neighborhood down to put up a new student housing complex.
A similar situation happened last year when investors bought a street bordering LSU and replaced the homes with a standard housing complex. Cazeau thinks citizens should fight to help prevent this from happening to Chime Street. According to local business owners, investors want this land because, well, it's only a step away from LSU. Also, while the real estate agents representing the investors declined to comment, redevelopment proponents say the street needs to be improved.
But you don't clean up a neighborhood by tearing it all down. That would be such a massive loss to this community.
If the redevelopment does happen, Clark is unsure he'll be able to afford the move and just wants Chime Street to remain the same.
I hope that these developers decide to just take their money and go build somewhere else, because this neighborhood really should remain as it is.
For Tiger TV, Desiree Robertson.
While several Chime Street property owners have been contacted, it is unknown if any will sell their land.
Coming up, is the food in your pantry to blame for a national rise in obesity rates? Stick around to find out.
The American obesity epidemic is rising, with more Americans considered to be obese than ever before. Tiger TV reporter Austin Hart explains the weight of the situation and how it may be growing for those with a lot on their plate.
Diet and exercise, two very important parts of recent graduate Lauren Gilardi's busy lifestyle.
And I always try to do the best to right when I get off of work, either go straight to the gym or go straight out to running, because I'm one of those people where once I get home, I become like a total house person.
A recent Gallup poll shows the obesity rate among American adults hit a new high of 28%. That's 6.1 million more adults since 2008. Gilardi says entering the real world put a strain on her good nutrition.
When I was in college, I definitely felt like it was a lot harder to try to balance all that between schoolwork and, having to cook intermittently between that, housework, and then finding the time to exercise.
LSU School of Nutrition Associate Professor Georgiana Turry says the food industry could be to blame.
So you have to protect yourself from people trying to sell you something to eat, whether it be the food industry trying to get you to buy stuff in the grocery store, or whether it's when you go out to eat, somebody trying to overfeed you with a big portion size.
The Journal of the American Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics found that out of 364 restaurant meals, 92% had more calories than the recommended number for a single meal.
If you're not paying attention, somebody can serve you this huge portion and you'll just eat it because that's what's in front of you.
Turry says maybe the answer to this growing problem is putting down the fork to stop and think.
If you stop and you think about, wait, maybe I don't need that enormous hamburger that's this tall. Maybe I could do with a smaller version. You could protect yourself.
By planning ahead, eating right, and running often, Gilardi says she'll be able to do just that. Austin Hart, Tiger TV.
Another health aspect on the rise in a good way. Flu shots appear to be more effective so far than in recent years. The CDC says preliminary data suggests the vaccine is 59% effective this year compared to 20% last year. However, they say it's been a milder flu season that hasn't even peaked yet, so get your flu shot.
When we come back, do we live in one of the happiest cities in the country?
Find out if Baton Rouge made the cut next.
Healthways just came out with its list of the happiest and healthiest cities in the U.S., and 2 places in Florida are near the top. Healthways says Naples, Florida has the highest well-being in the country. The organization's latest report on the state of well-being says Naples has the lowest levels of stress and depression. The report says the city has also the most people who eat healthy.
Salinas, California ranks second on the list, and Florida's Sarasota metro area ranked number 3. The report measured well-being on several factors like whether people liked where they lived and whether they felt financially secure. Baton Rouge did not rank.
That's all for Newsbeat tonight. Have a great evening.